Yo, what's up, boys? Back with another video, and today I'm going to be predicting Texas A&M's 2026 football season, like their record and everything. Alright, it's a cupcake. I know this is not an FCS school, but it basically is. I mean, let's be honest. It's not a good team, and I feel like Texas A&M can beat them like an FCS school. Alright, the pieces Arizona State lost. I just don't think they can make it competitive with a lot of good teams this season. And, Texas A&M, I predict that they're going to be a pretty good team. I don't think they're going to be elite, like one of the best teams, of all time. Just not, elite, not natty team, because I just don't trust the quarterback in the big games. All right, so I think Texas A&M will beat Kentucky handedly. It might be a blowout. I did have 38-14, then I changed it 31-14. Kentucky, they'll be a little better than last year, or a pretty good bit. Defense will probably be about the same. I mean, it wasn't terrible last year. It'll probably be about the same. Offense will be better, I'm predicting. But the only problem, the O-line. I don't know how good the O-line for Kentucky is going to be. I trust the quarterback a little bit, not a lot. He got beat up by a true freshman who was decent at best at Notre Dame, so I just don't know. We got to see what Kentucky does, in the season, and then we'll, re-predict some stuff, but I still have them going, 4-8 or 5-7. Now, I think this will be a mini shootout. It's going to be a really fun game to watch next season at LSU, hardest place to play, or top 2, top 3 at least. I don't know. It depends. But it depends on how good LSU is usually. But I think they're going to be decent next season. Good. I think they'll probably make the playoffs as a 9 seed maybe, something like that. But I don't think LSU is going to be a natty contender really. Texas A&M, not really, about the same as LSU. This is why I have it a field goal game. But I think it'll be a mini shootout. Texas A&M put 49 on their defense last season, and their defense was not bad last season. So who says they won't put about 30-something on them this season? LSU put 24 on them last season with an atrocious offense. I think with the improved offense and Lane Kiffin being such an offensive guru, they'll probably put 30-something on them too. It'll be a mini shootout, 38-35. Now, Arkansas, the only thing they had going for them last season was their offense, and they lost all their best players on offense. Taylon Green, he carried them, and that his name, the quarterback, whatever. They lost everyone. Kentucky will be 2-10. They'll be the worst team in the SEC next season. Mark my words for it. Give me Texas A&M by 30+. I think this could be a shootout too. This will be a scare for Texas A&M fans. They'll think going into this game, Missouri, I don't know. At this point, I think I have Missouri 5-1, No. I changed the win. I think I might have them 4-2, something like that. I'm still working on some of them. I've got most of them done, just not the voiceover talking like I am here. And I'll go back and change ones that I haven't posted yet. I'll go and change them. Like Ole Miss, I don't change any of those because I've already posted that. LSU, I did a redo of Alabama, and now I'm not going to do it again. There might be a thing I want to change, but, the season hasn't even started. I'm going to just keep it the same. There's no point in making, 3 videos before the season even starts just to be wrong, you know what I mean? So, this is just kind of for fun. To just predict before the season, see what I get right. But yeah, I think this will be a scare for Texas A&M. Missouri, they're going to keep it competitive with Austin Simmons and Ahmad Hardy. And I think Texas A&M is going to have trouble containing the run. But I think Texas A&M can win it in an away game. All right, this is their break, their midseason break versus the Citadel, whatever you call them. They'll just beat them by a blowout. I can't predict the exact score. But I'm going to just say 56-7. All right, let's move on. All right, Texas A&M coming off of a scare at a very underrated environment at Missouri. And then a cupcake game, kind of gets them off guard. It's kind of a rest game. And then they go and play Alabama at Alabama. One of the hardest stadiums to play at, top 10, most definitely. And I feel like Alabama, here's the thing. I don't trust Marcel Reed against elite defenses. Even good defenses. They played Texas last year, shut them down, 2 interceptions, lost the game for Texas A&M, 27-17. Okay, who else? I really don't remember, honestly. Miami, I'm pretty sure. only got 3 points on the board. Miami did have a really good defense, but that's what I'm talking about. Alabama has the number 2 secondary on every app or sports media. I think in a very underrated front seven, or at least D line. I don't know about the linebackers yet, but I think that they'll be at least decent like last year. You know what I mean? And I feel like Marcel Reed will choke it away, kind of like Missouri versus Alabama last year. Choke it away, throw 2 picks or a pick or something like that. Give it away at the very end. Alabama's going to win in a nail-biter. It's just an Alabama win. It's been happening the past 2 years. A pick at the end of the game sells it for the other team when they're trying to score at the last minute. Now, I feel like this can also be a scare for Texas A&M fans. Remember, they were down, 30-3 last season to South Carolina, and after halftime or something, they came back and won 31-30. This game could easily go either way. South Carolina could win this. It could be an upset, honestly. But I'm going with my gut. I'm going to say Texas A&M. Just because, the halftime adjustments, what did they do? They came back 28-0 run. So why wouldn't they carry that over like Georgia did against Alabama when they shut them out in the second half and go on a run, beat them 34-26. So, but it could go either way. I'm just going to take A&M. All right, I feel like this could be the blowout game Tennessee has, kind of like Vandy did last season. Won't be able to contain Marcel Reed. He's going to kill him on the ground. DBs won't be great again. The defense, it might be average this time. Last season, it was just horrendous. It wasn't good at all. Well, better than some's, but you know what I mean. It wasn't good, not an SEC defense. And we saw that. They went 8-4 and then 8-5, lost to Illinois because they couldn't contain Illinois. They gave up 30 points to them. So I just feel like Tennessee, they won't be able to contain Texas A&M's offense, and they won't really be able to score a lot of points. 21, that's not that much. It's not enough to really win unless your defense is elite like Oklahoma or Alabama. Maybe LSU. But Tennessee doesn't have that. I don't know really if their quarterback's going to be that good. Texas A&M, we all know they're going to have a good defense again. So I just got to take Texas A&M by a blowout. All right, Oklahoma, I feel like they could be kind of like an Alabama team next year. But at the same time, I don't trust the quarterback. John Mateer, he's not bad, but he's not elite. Even before the injury, he was not that good. I think he was overrated. Even analysts say it. Multiple picks left on the field by defenders, not making plays on them. This is going to be later in the season. Maybe he's better. Who knows? The season hasn't started. It's just guessing, honestly. It's going off of last year, guessing, going off of roster on paper. But on paper, I feel like it's a really even matchup. They both have a good defense. Maybe Oklahoma has a better defense. Who knows? Last year, yeah. Offense, I would say Texas A&M, honestly. You saw that last year. Well, I don't know. Honestly, it's about even. This is a toss-up, too. A&M could easily go 8-4, lost to South Carolina and Oklahoma also. That'd be 8-4, but, we don't know yet. We'll just have to wait. Of course, I'm going to change some predictions when the season starts. I always do that. This is just for fun, again. So nobody take this, get mad at this or anything. This is not my final predictions. All right, so for this game, I think it's also a toss-up, but at the same time, Texas has a better team. Honestly, quarterback, I'd rather take Arch Manning over Marcel Reed. It's not even a crazy take, honestly. Arch Manning had less picks, less turnovers, about the same on the legs. Maybe Arch Manning is a little bit better running the ball. Throwing the ball, they're about the same. Maybe Marcel Reed is slightly better. Who knows? Decision-wise, I'd take Arch Manning. Accuracy, probably Marcel Reed. But, I feel like the receiver core, Texas has that by at least a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Texas A&M has Isaiah Horton. They lost a few. Who else did they got? I know who they got. I can't think of it right now. It's fine. but they did lose a few, but they replaced some with Isaiah Horton, who is a pretty decent receiver. I wouldn't say he's elite or good. He's a good fade route receiver and red zone receiver. He's an elite red zone receiver. Remember that, because last year when they were playing Texas, at Texas, they were like 2 yards, 3 yards away from the end zone to make it 27-24 at the very end. He threw a pick. I'm telling you, if Isaiah Horton was on that team, they're going to score. He is elite in the red zone. He had multiple touchdowns in the red. I'm pretty sure like most of his touchdowns, he had 8. 7 out of the 8 came from the red zone. There was only one that didn't, and that was just a cupcake game. So honestly, I feel like Texas A&M could have made that a lot closer. He's going to help them in the red zone more. So yeah, but I'm just going with Texas.